What's up, y'all? It's your girl Knowledge by Nikki with 1K. And I am sitting here in my kitchen. And I am doing something that I actually started doing many years ago. I'm going to tag a couple of wonderful people and let them kind of see what's going on here. This is something that I have done, guys, for years. For many years. And I just decided to let this be shared with other people. I am sitting here, and if you all could see my counter here, let me just kind of scan my counter out. You see this? I got all this wonderful stuff. And I started doing financial checkups probably maybe about 10 years ago. And I remember when I started doing them, guys, I really didn't know what I was doing. I just knew, like a lot of you all, I was spending a lot of loot. I was spending a lot of money. I was making a lot, so I was spending a lot. At the height of my career, I have probably made about $750,000. That's just me, guys. So trust me when I say I went to real Gucci. I went to real Prada. I didn't have to buy knockoffs. I was able to buy the real stuff. And it came a point in my life where I realized I wanted more than just stuff. And I still found myself making that kind of money, guys, robbing Peter to pay Paul continually. And how many of you all, if you just be honest, would say, I feel the same way? I look at my tax document from year to year and I actually see that I made all this money and I'm like, where is it? I don't see it. This is when I start doing what I call a forensic, guys, financial checkup. For those of y'all that are new to watching me, I didn't even introduce myself, guys. It's Knowledge by Nikki with 1K. I don't care how many times I say that, y'all put 2 Ks in my name, right? So I decided to do this in my kitchen because I got this huge 9-foot peninsula and I love to do this in the day because I have a very sunlit home. So I just like crack blinds and you don't even need lights. And seems like my creative juices and me being able to focus on this kind of stuff is a lot easier. So again, I started doing this back, 10 years ago maybe. And let me tell you what's interesting, guys. I didn't keep up. Like, if you look at this now, I'll show you again. You see, this is my counter now. Now, this is good, guys. This is what we call streamlined. The reason I say that is because back in the day, when I didn't have any control over any of my money, it was just coming in and going out, I would keep all these receipts, like just receipts on top of receipts. So this type, I didn't have this counter then, but this table I would have would just be filled with all these receipts. So I said, okay, we can't do the receipts, right? Then I started having, if you all, like I ain't gonna show you close now, y'all can't see my totals, but if you all notice, these are the 2 lines here, and these are all one bank account. Y'all know that? One bank account. Back years ago, I had all these bank accounts, which meant when it came time to do this, guys, it was a nightmare because I had to pull all these statements down from all these bank accounts, and I was like, this is absolutely not going to work. So let me tell you why I do this, though. I did this back then because I wanted to get control of my money. I was so out of control. I said it in my heading. If you go on my page, you'll see a little article I put up. No savings, no retirement, didn't own nothing, just living every day, praying that the day ends up turning into something. Robbing Peter to pay Paul still. And I got tired, guys. I got to the point where I'm like, this cannot continue to happen. I've had 9 surgeries in my lifetime, 9 major surgeries. I'm talking about you shut down for 6, 8, 10 weeks. And it just got to the point, guys, where I said this has to get better. So I'm going to scan you all a little bit this way. So I teach people now. It's amazing how I fell into this financial circuit, guys. And for those of you all that don't know the story about how I ended up here, I'm going to tell it again. I wrote a check to Staples for $180. That's how this all started for me, right? And it was back in like really the heyday of me doing shows, and I missed the shows too, guys. God, do I miss them. But it was in the heyday of me doing these shows, and so I'm out doing these shows, and I didn't have any money. I had just divorced my first husband, and I was about $250,000. No, it's more than a quarter. At this point, it's about 400 and something, almost $500,000 in debt. And so I'm just doing like we do. You know, when I say we, I mean us that are self-employed minded. You know, Robert Kiyosaki tells it the best. You got the employees, self-employed, big business, and investors. Well, self-employed people are really nothing more but employee-minded people. They just work for themselves. Now, how you know if this is you is every time you get stressed out about money, or you like, I gotta produce something, and you just, running, trying to figure it out, you will if you are self-employed minded, you will automatically put more work on yourself to cure the deficit. Okay? That's who I used to be. So because of that, I wrote this bad. Well, I knew it was bad. It was bad when I wrote it. I knew I didn't have the $180 when I wrote it. So I wrote this check to Staples. I'm going to the shows, and my thing is I'm going to go to shows, and I'm going to do these classes, and I'm going to make all this money, and I'm going to sell all this stuff. And so what happened, guys, was the show was about a bust. I don't even remember what show it was. And the show was such a bust. Not only did I not make $180, but I also probably end up losing about $5,000 because I had got stuff from this vendor and that vendor to sell, right? You know how we do it. Well, here I am now. I'm really in the red, okay? Took a risk, and it didn't work. So the lady that actually is the manager at Staples, she's still my friend today. And so she was calling me, talking about Nick, the check didn't come through. I'm like, I'm going to handle it. So eventually I just started ignoring it. This is how I got into this financial sector. So to fast forward the story, I ignored it until they were served. They served me, guys. Can you believe that? Yes, they served me with these documents to come to court for this $180 check. I get to court, and this check is turned into from $180 to like $3,000 and some odd dollars, right? I'm like, how did that happen? So I'm standing before this judge, and Staples has their people there representing them, and I'm standing before this judge, and he said, Ms. Smith, either you're going to have to pay $3,100 or whatever it was, or you're going to have to go to a bad check writing course for 4 weeks. Can y'all believe that? And guess what, guys? On a Saturday. And back then, I worked, Saturday was my day back then. I'm making $1,000 or better just on a half a Saturday. And I'm like, seriously, Your Honor? So you mean if I couldn't pay $180, how am I going to pay $3,000? Does that make sense to you? And you're telling me I got to go to this bad check writing class for 4 Saturdays? That's the day that I make my money. So, I'm asking Your Honor, like, is there something in the middle? He's like, Miss Smith, you got 2 choices. You either going to pay this $3,000, he didn't stutter, or you're going to go to these check writing classes. So, obviously, I chose the check writing class, right? Guys, I get in this check writing class, and this is the funny part about it. 4 Saturdays, 8 hours. Can you hear me? 8 hours. So I'm in this check writing class, and the funny thing about it is you see people you know, right? So you see people you know, and you like, okay, y'all looking at each other like, okay, you don't say nothing, I won't say nothing. It was that kind of thing. So it was really funny. So this class was filled. I got some tea around here somewhere. Let me get some tea. This class was filled, guys, with, oh God, it was at least 200 people. It was a lot of people in this class. So in this class, guys, we all sitting there, and me being me, I'm still that way today. I like to sit at the front. I don't care where I'm at. I want to sit in the reserve seat in the front. So I'm sitting in the front, guys, and this guy that's teaching this class, he's literally about 5 feet tall, maybe. Caucasian guy. He's nervous because there's a whole lot of us in there. And just people just angry about being there because there's a lot of business owners, people we missing money. So nobody was happy. So they, and I say they because it wasn't me, they were giving this guy such a hard time. He's trying to teach this stuff, and he's scared. He don't know what to say, or if he say something out of the way, are they going to get him? So Me being me, stood up fighting for the little people. That's what I do still today. The one that's getting picked on, come on, I got you. I stood up, I said, look, y'all, don't nobody want to be here, including me. So let's let this man do what he got to do so we can get up out of here and go home. So half the class who wasn't disruptive was like, yes, finally, because they wanted them to shut up too. So I became his new best friend. So let me tell you how God will turn some lemons into for real lemonade. I had never had a desire to do, I was good at math, but I never had a desire to do anything financial. Never, ever, 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 ever. Who cares? I learned, that man taught us how to read profit and loss statements. He taught us how to do income statements. He taught us how to do balance sheets. He taught us how to do cash flow projections. He taught us how to go through a tax document and know what the lines were and much, much more. And guys, when I say it's like a light bulb or like a bomb just went off in my brain, I absolutely loved it. I went there for 4 Saturdays, well, 3 more, excited. I didn't know my love for finances and how things come together, but go figure, I call it forensic because I'm a forensic junkie. Y'all know the show, CSI back in the day, First 48. I used to watch the ID channel so much I'd be paranoid. I love the solving. I love what they say, the devil is in the details. I love the details of taking something that creates these things we have called businesses and life and futures, and I love all of it. I don't love the gore of forensics, but I love the solving, how they took a garbage bag and a piece of tape and knew what striation it came from and what batch at the fact. I love it. So I realized this had just become an extension of what I loved anyway. I'm a detail girl naturally. So I started forensically going through my finances every single year. Now, I have since got a way better system. So this is nothing. I used to have stuff stroll everywhere. So the first thing is, guys, you have got to streamline your money to one account. If you're in business, now let me rephrase that. If you are a business owner, you should have one main account that all your money goes to first. Now, you can funnel it out wherever after that. You can funnel it out to 35 accounts if you have them set up separately. And as your money grows and you start wealth building, which is different than being rich, y'all, you will want your money to be transferred to different places. You just will. So when I got that and I stopped using personal money to pay for business stuff and business money, meaning I got 2 debit cards. I got a personal one, I'm pulling it out for everything, products and everything. Then I got a business one, I'm paying for all this other house groceries and all this other stuff. When I got the discipline of being able to not mix money, to not have 15 bank accounts, so now at forensic financial checkup time, which I typically would have before this day done, I'd have it like the first week in January, but I had my conference, so I was tired. I would have to have 6 bank accounts, print up all the stuff, and I literally, guys, you see, these are my markers. Now, I still do this. I call this mob style, guys. This is how the mob do it. They do things the long way. I have all this stuff in the system. I do. But it's something that happens differently. I think I'm missing some markers, guys. But this is what I do. I'm going to do another video tomorrow because I'm organizing stuff still and printing off stuff. I pray I don't run out of ink, right? I mark all of different, so categories will have their own food, products, personal care, travel. I got a bunch of these different markers, guys. And what I do is I'm going to have the names of the categories on a board behind me, okay? And if you join my group, this is the stuff you'll do. First of all, we got to get it all ironed out first. You can't start creating no budget. You can't start figuring out what you're going to say. You can't figure out nothing till you know where your money is. So I first would have to help you. Now, I've already done this because all of my money funnels to one account, meaning even if I get cash, I tell people, and I say this figuratively, if you get cash, deposit the cash in ATM, through the teller, I don't care, go in, whatever you're going to do. Then if you need to take it back out for something, that's fine. So I tell people it's a joke. I don't care if you stick it in the ATM and pull it back out. I don't really want you to pull it back out. But I'm just saying I need your cash to be accounted for. If you want to start growing your business and growing your life, you see this right here? I have business lines of credit that are up to like $200,000. It took me years to get that. But I had to understand what accounts need to look like in order to even qualify for some of that stuff. I had to not mix so if you're going to do that, then if you get a lot of cash, you at least need it accounted for somewhere. You cannot just have cash and let me tell you, this is another rule now. Do not spend, like let's say tonight. Where's my wallet? I'm not flashing money, y'all. Trust me, I'm not flashing money. But this, I personally hate cash. I hate it with a passion. But for whatever reason, y'all, and I'm not flashing money because I don't do this. But for whatever reason, I got a lot of cash. I don't even work on this Sunday at all. I got a lot of cash. My clients know I hate cash because I hate going to the bank, but that's okay. Let me tell you what I will not do. If I get cash, I don't care if it's a drink, if it's a sandwich, I will not spend one dime out of that cash until it's deposited. Because you'll nickel and dime off that cash. You'll have no idea. You done bought everything all day. You done bought food. I don't care if I got $10,000 of cash in my hand. I will still use my debit card for something that costs $2. I will still do it because that money needs to be accounted for. When you nickel and diming and piecing off of it, you have no idea what you really made. So first rule, streamline your bank accounts. Second rule, if you get cash, put the cash in the bank. I say this, and if you join my membership, I get real deep with this. I wasn't going to start this membership again because I got so much stuff going on, but it is so needed, guys, because I coach a lot of people, and money is the number one issue. Money, credit, all of that. All of it goes together, right? So I tell them if you get cash, you want to start building business credit. You want to start getting things in your business name. You want to start being a real business person. The only way that's gonna happen, guys, you are only as good as you look on paper. Y'all get that? You are only as good as you look on paper. I don't care if you make 7 figures. If on paper it only says you make $40,000 a year, you're only going to do what $40,000 a year is going to allow you to do. And even if you start spending cash for stuff, if it's you already know if it's over that $9,999, they're going to report it. And all of us are nothing but a digital footprint. You leave a paper trail everywhere you go. So let's legitimize it. Also in this membership class, what I'm going to teach you all, what I have been working on and learning about for years, is asset protection. That means it's not about not telling Sam what you make. It's about understanding how you can decrease your tax liability, stash cash and things that are tax deferred, all that other good stuff. The stuff that we scream and we mad at rich people because they didn't figure out how not to pay taxes. While y'all mad, I'm trying to figure out how they doing it. I'm like, you know what? When y'all get mad being at folks, I want to know how they doing this legally. And so I learned. I went to classes, and there's nothing gimmicky about it, but I'm going to teach you that if you join this membership. So these are the things you're going to need to do this, guys. You're going to need printouts of every bank account that your income goes into. Every single one. You're going to need printouts, guys. You join the membership. I'm going to show you how we forensically go through this. Now, it's easier again now when you don't have a one, maybe 2 accounts. I got a personal and a business. That's it. But if you got 5 accounts and you got $5 over here, $10, because most of the people I talk to ain't got enough money to have all these bank accounts. Now, if you got some real money, okay, maybe. But you ain't got enough money. You just barely make $100K and you got 6 accounts. For what? And I don't mean 6 accounts that it funnels into one and you transfer it out, because maybe this is for the kids, college, and maybe this is for whatever. All that's fine. I'm talking about, though, you should be able to take 1, max 2 accounts, business and personal, pull up the statement, and know where all your money is going. And I don't have to pull up a personal account because Knowledge by Nikki pays Nikki Smith. So it's just like me getting a check from anywhere else. So that's my personal income, but my business income all goes through Knowledge by Nikki. That's what it is. So I got all my bank statements, all 12 months. I downloaded them, printed them off, put them in a nice folder window on my computer. Then I have all my credit card statements. That's what all this other stuff is. I'll kind of flip this down so you all can see. These are all my credit card statements right here. You see, back in the day, I had 20 accounts. I had so much crap going on. These are all my credit card statements right here. This is it. I got 1, 2, let me see. I got 2 Credit One. One is at American Express. I got 2 First Premier. This is my real card, I call it here. That's my American Airline card. I got U.S. Bank card, 2 U.S. Bank, and then I got another American Express. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And guess what, guys? The 2 American Express are business accounts. So that's this one. The 1 U.S. Bank, that's business account. These are things that help me build my business credit, guys. The 1 U.S. Bank is business, that's personal. This American Airlines, this is personal, this is personal. My Discover is personal. And then these, so I got four business credit cards with pretty decent limits on them. And then I have, now let me show you how little personal matters, right? This my Discover printout for the whole year. This the whole year on 1 piece of paper. I don't care who Nikki is personally. I'm trying to build Knowledge by Nikki. I don't care. And you see how flimsy these are in comparison to these? These are all my personal things. And some of this is just a whole bunch of stuff that didn't even have to be on here, right? They print out 2 to 4 forms, all that stuff you don't need. But this is what I have to do. I have to pull out all of this. So that's personal credit cards, because I combed through to see exactly what I was paying for. What did I pay for? This is, you see this? This is the IRS book. This keeps up. I don't owe them that much money because I told you all I told some of you all that listen, when my LLC years ago, when I did not know that an LLC is not recognized by the government. So all of y'all walking around talking about, oh, hey, girl, I'm an LLC. I got my stuff together. You're only half right. Meaning, an LLC, I don't care what state you're in, is only recognized by the state. The IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, which is federal, does not recognize the LLC as an entity, a corporation. They don't. I didn't get this from an accountant. I got this from the IRS lady at the IRS Business Division. I called her and I don't know what I was asking about, but I'm like, y'all, right? Hey, I'm an LLC. I got my stuff together. It's years ago. So I'm asking her something, and you can tell she was a black lady, and she said, that's not true. Whoever told you that, whatever it was I was saying, that's not true. And you know me, I do homework, right? I read, I know what I'm talking about. I kept telling her, but I'm an LLC. That don't make sense. She said she went into Madea, like black lady grandma Madea mode on me, y'all. She said, baby, be quiet and let me explain something to you. So I did like I do because I respect my elders and I got quiet, right? She said, you are a limited liability corporation to your state, which is Illinois only. That means nothing to us. We are taxing you and have been taxing you at a self-employment or a DBA, doing business as, AKA sole proprietor, for X amount of years. That is why your tax percentage is through the roof, and it was high, And she went through all this, so my face was like crack, right? Because she got me right together. So I said, Miss, whatever her name was, I said, so you telling me all this time I have been taxed as a sole proprietor to the IRS, owing them $14 and $15 and almost $20,000 a year, and because I didn't have my money together, I'm just stacking it on and making a bigger payment. Payment thing back that I got to pay them $700-800 a month because I'm just making it bigger and bigger. She said, and you do know that when you max out at a certain amount, you're not going to be able to do a payment arrangement anymore. You do know that, right? So I'm like, are you serious? I said, so what do I do? She said, you're going to have to get a new EIN and you're going to have to start over. I said, oh no, like Bart Simpson said, au contraire, mon frere, I'm not doing that. Because I knew what it took to get some of these business lines of credit, and I couldn't be a new business. So I said, well, what do I do? So let me see. I may have it in here. Yes, how about right on top? Okay. This is what she told me, guys. She said, you're going to have to send in a Form 2553, election by small business corporation. This is what it said. We accepted your election to be treated as an S Corp with an accounting period ending this, that, and the other. They accepted, but let me tell you what happened. She told me this, and it had to be faxed in. No other way to do it but to fax it in. So, and this was when, ain't nobody faxing no more. I had to go to Staples or somewhere just to fax. So I did that, right? So I get there, and I think, me thinking I know what I need to know, and I don't mind paying people, but I just figured I could do it. So I did it. They denied it. I was so hurt. My thing was, I am not losing my EIN. My EIN I've had for too many years, and I'm not losing it. So I'm going somewhere with this. Y'all stay with me because I think I owed Sam about $72,000 when this conversation happened. That was just from stacking up, not paying estimated taxes. I'll pay it at the end of the year, take off what I can, shave off, and I just owe them, tack it on to the payment arrangement, right? This is how I was living. So I said, okay, I got to stop this. This don't make sense. And they not going to ask. She already let me know. We're not going to let you go over. I think back then it was like maybe $75,000. Now you can't go over 50. Or you got to start doing something else. That's another way they got to do it. So I sent it in. They denied it. So I'm hurt, right? I'm like, I got to do something else. So I asked a tax professional. I said, can you please send this in? Can you please help me? I cannot lose my EIN. So not only did he send it in and they accepted it, that's this letter comes from the IRS, they accepted it, but they also backdated it, guys, like years. To guys, guess what all I owe? $1,800. Oh, hallelujah. $1,800 was all I owe. So all I have in here, this is anything that I owe Sam. It's not a lot of money. I got my state taxes. I got, this is my S Corp taxes. So this is all the stuff, I have a resale license. So they be wanting their little paperwork and their little sales tax and all that stuff. So that's what this is. This is all of the things that I owe any tax service, period. So I got this envelope, right? Then these are personal and business bills. I got personal on this side and I got business on the other side. These are existing bills. These are just regular things that I pay every month because even though I have paperless stuff, I still will print it off when they email it so I can keep track, so I can look at what I actually am paying and see where I can shave off, like shaving off a cable bill, $400 cable bill. And we all got 1,000 things hooked up to the TV. Netflix, Prime, Hulu, Fire Sticks, whatever, all this stuff. What do you need cable for? What do you need it for? You're not even home to watch it. So I shaved that $400 off. I went and got me fiber optic Wi-Fi. And I got that because I do video and I got a whole live stream studio, video and all that. And it's a different type of Wi-Fi. So I'll never have to worry about nothing dropping. And then these business lines of credit. I have all these in here. These are the contracts. So I have to give them all a call tomorrow and say, I kind of know what I owe, but I still need them to give me an exact amount because they also give you early payoff amounts. So I go through here and I say, okay, what as of right now do I owe you? What? Guess what else I print off, guys? This is all the stuff you got to do. I go in the back end of my phones under subscriptions. You know how we paying $1.99, $2.99, $3.99, $4.99, $5.99 for all this stuff. I was paying $11.99 a month for a scanner system. I'm like, why? I got scanners. I was paying, what was it? It was like $20.99 for, I think it was to be able to do thumbnails on my YouTube when I was using a whole nother service. I was paying for editors. Y'all know how we do. Games. You have all that crap on the back of your phone. I had a call forwarding system. I had a call recording system. I don't even use this stuff anymore. By the time I looked at it, guys, but guess what? I'm able to see all of that in my bank accounts because I use the same bank account for everything. So I could see, you know, $1.99 goes to Google for extra storage. I mean, it just be all kind of crap that we be paying for, and we don't realize how all this stuff nickel and dimes your money. So the forensic financial checkup is just like you going to the doctor and getting a full health screening. It literally screens everything from your nostrils to your toenails to your heart, every internal organ, every system, neurologically, endocrinology, making sure ain't no cancer cells growing nowhere. Check your eyes, check your ears, check everything you got. Okay? This is the exact thing we're doing with our finances. Now, there's more to it than this, but I would love for you all to join me. I'm telling you guys, if you don't do this, and I'm not saying you have to do this every single year, but I will tell you it is better for you to do it. I want you to do it at least once. I want you to be at least conscious of where your money is going. It was when I started doing this that I realized how much money I was spending on food. Do y'all want to know how much money? I was spending mortgage money on food, eating out, and I don't like fast food. So every time I eat, I'm eating Outback curbside, right? I'm eating Chili's to go, Red Lobster to go. I'm eating real food because I don't like fast food. I'll eat it, but I don't want burgers and chicken, and I really don't want that. So I'm eating real food. So what's happening is every time I eat, and that was back when I was slaving in the salon. So every time I ate, guys, it was $30 and $40. You done ate 3 times a day. You do the math. That is like $100 a day on eating out. I'm still buying groceries that I ain't even cooking. How many of y'all did this? I was doing this. I take some out the freezer, all intention that I'm going to cook it. It sit for 2 or 3 days. You know you can't let nothing sit outside the freezer that long, and then you got the audacity to try to refreeze it so it doesn't go bad. Well, you know you need to throw that away. So I cannot tell you how many times I had to throw food away because I bought it, told myself I was going to cook it, and didn't. So this money gets wasted and wasted and wasted, and you gotta get old. These bodies give out on you. I've had 9 surgeries. I'm telling y'all the difference in 2 weeks, 6 weeks, 4 weeks, 8 weeks not working. For some, it's the difference of being homeless. Now, we all had most of us, some of y'all was still working, but most of us had the experience of not working the earlier part of 2020, right? Because they shut us down. We didn't have a choice. That in itself should have made you want to look at your finances closer, because for some of you all, it was rough. It was rough. You literally had to simplify your life. You had to realize, I don't really need that expensive water. I'm just going to drink water out of this tap or whatever it was. You had to do a lot of things different because you didn't have the disposable cash that you think you had. I personally think it was a blessing for those to be able to see things clearer and to understand that it's not just a pandemic that can shut you down. You can have an accident. You can have surgery. I've told this story many times for those of y'all that listen to me regularly. I went in a salon, coaching somebody doing a site visit, and I remember it like it was yesterday. A girl in a full body cast from here down, like the football player, whatever that plastic stuff is that they wear under their jerseys, like from here down. She had a full body cast on, one leg up on a chair. They said she had been in a car accident. This girl is working like that. She had to back up to the wall, pulled the hydraulic chair all the way to her so she could actually have the client leaning back like this into her, because she had to sit on a stool and lean on the wall, and she's doing their hair. And I totally lost focus on what I was even there for, because I'm sitting there like, wow, she didn't want to be here. She didn't have no choice. In this class, we also going to talk about insurance. And I ain't just talking about life insurance, health insurance. I'm talking about insurance that you can use for investments. I'm talking about the type of insurance that everybody out here needs to have. I don't want to see another GoFundMe for something. I don't want to see nobody sharp and then have to do a GoFundMe when it's time to bury you. I don't want to see no more red bottom shoes and then we have to do a GoFundMe when it's time to bury you. I don't want to see no $2, $3, $4, $5,000 bags for real or otherwise, and then when it's time to bury you, we got to do a GoFundMe. We have got to stop living hood rich. That is exactly what it is. I want more of us to get to the point where if we want it, we could buy it and it don't change nothing, but we don't have to always buy all this depreciable stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. I like red bottom shoes. I like nice bags. I like the same stuff. I like fine dining. It don't bother me one bit to spend a nickel on a meal. Spend $1,000 for 2-3 people to eat. But guess what? I can't do it every day. And I'm not going to do it on just spontaneously. Let's just go somewhere where it's $300 a head to eat. I'm not going to do that. I'm also going to teach you, once we get this ironed out, how to create a realistic budget. Look, I even have an account that I transfer to that's called Mad Money. That means I transfer a percentage of my money to that account. If I want to set it on fire, that's what I do. If I want to jack it off and I don't worry about where it's going, that's what I do. But I put that in the budget. I ain't saying you got to live like a peasant. You don't have to live not doing nothing, not going nowhere, not looking good. I like nice things too. I remember these glasses that so many of you all, I should have bought 100 pair. I bought these these are, I don't remember who they are, but I bought these out of the Dallas airport, and they were originally like $800. And the girl said that they were like $109. I'm like, what the what? So I bought, it was only 2 pair left. I bought both pair, but I ended up paying about $700 to get these lenses because they're tinted, they're trifocals. There's one thing here, one thing there, bifocals down there, just don't look like it. But I put them in both pair. But guess what, guys? I knew I needed new glasses. So I planned, that was basically about $1,500 for 2 pair of glasses. But I planned it. I didn't just wake up and say, let me go drop $1,500 on some glasses. I want to see more of my beauty industry. We can make more money part-time than a lot of people in corporate or have what they call a real job. Make literally in full-time plus overtime. But we got to be willing to look at this. I'm enjoying that I'm going to be able to do this virtually. I've done this in classes in person with several size groups, all the way from 5 to 50. And the thing that happens is when you want to start really looking at your money, you got to get honest with yourself. You got to be willing to be exposed. You people are embarrassed. There are tears everywhere. People are crying. I can't, and they okay if it's just me. But when it's a whole bunch of people in the room, and I have to tell them, I said, look, everybody here for the same thing. Trust me, you ain't done nothing even near about as crazy as some of the stuff I've done with money. You haven't. So I don't mind being transparent. I start giving them examples, making them feel better. But I love that this is going to be virtual because you choose. You choose the right to show your face or not on the virtual platform that we're going to be using, because it won't be Zoom. You choose to do that. You can even put an anonymous name in there so don't nobody know what your name really is. I don't care. I just want you to get it. We got to get it, guys, because how many of you all will really be honest and say, this 2020 here, if it didn't show me nothing else, it showed me how I need to get my stuff together. So join me, guys. Join me tomorrow. I'm going to have more of my stuff printed out because I thought I had everything here. I got a couple things to print out. I'm going to just go through kind of generally what I do. You're going to have to join the membership or take the first class, which is January 31st. It's probably like 3 hours. If you sign up, you'll get the to-do list, everything you need to pull down, print off, organize, staple together. You're going to get some other things that you can kind of have pre-done. But this is necessary, guys. And the thing that I believe, now I learned that I love this money stuff. Who knew, right? Who knew a bad check writing class would birth this? Who knew? But outside of that, it's necessary. So even if you pay somebody later to do this, I need you to do it one time. I need you to do it one time so you'll do it with me. So it's not like you being thrown out there trying to figure out how to do all of this. We're going to be patient. I'm going to take you through it. This is not a one and done. You don't do this in 1 3-hour session. It took me 5 hours just to print all the stuff out. And I still realize I got a couple things that I have to print out. You know, that I went on the back end of my computer and I got it back end of my phone. The stuff that I have on my phone, I'll screenshot it, email it to myself so I can print it out. This, that, and the other. But we got to do different for 21, guys. If you want to do different for 21, I'm also going to show only people in this group, my coaches all have it, my projections for 2021. That means my income statement. I can show you where I plan to be by December 31st, 2021. And I'm not talking figuratively. I'm talking about I got it all slotted out. If I plan on making $100,000 with books, with the books that I sell, then guess what? I know that means these many books to these many people over these many events. I create quotas. So I have something tangible intentionally to reach. And I'm also going to help you with that. I've helped all my coaches. You say you want to make this amount of money in a month. Let me show you how you get it. You're going to do 5 sew-ins. You're going to do 6 this, 20 that. You're going to have to get 5 more standing people that come weekly. I'm going to break it down for you. I told you I'm a details girl. And every time I break it down for people, they say, oh, that's easy. Yeah, it's easy. You can write this down. Okay, I need to do these many sew-ins, these many silk presses, these many this, these what. I don't care what you're doing. I can show you how to get there. We're going to take it from the year to the quarterly to the monthly to the daily to the hourly. We're going to break it down so you understand what you actually need to do to get this. And 99% of the times when I do that, people are like, I need to shoot higher for this then because it's really easy what I'm telling them to do to get where they're trying to go. But they are scared to say, I want to make 7 figures. Well, I ain't scared to say it. Okay? I'm not scared to say it. Also, guys, what I'm going to be doing, if you sign up, you will get this wonderful workbook. This book is the bomb, guys. It's a workbook. You fill in all this stuff. I created this years ago. It teaches you everything. How to do a budget, income statements, cash flow analysis, net worth statements, how to figure out your personal and your business bills, how to do a budget, savings board, how to save $10,000 in a year. You won't miss it. It's a drop in the bucket. It tells you how to set up your retail sales, how many pieces of retail you need to sell in order to make this in a month, in a year, in a, et cetera, et cetera. I teach you how to figure out retail averages. You convert it to a decimal, which is 0.99. So when you want to know if I'm 200% markup, 300% markup, how do I do that across the board? I teach you that. Oh, this one I love. See this one? This is how I teach you how much products or how many products and how much your customer is sucking up in regards to how much you charge them, right? So I have a video on this. I have a video on every single one of these. So you get the videos too, guys. But you get the workbook with the class. And that's called COS. We teach you how to figure out, okay, if she's sucking up, I teach you how to figure out how much shampoo, I don't have any bottles here, how much shampoo he or she takes out of a bottle. And then out of that bottle, they sucked up $25 worth of product. That should not exceed 10% of the total price of the product. So you can't charge $75 if somebody sucked up $25 worth of product. So 2 things need to happen. Your price need to go up and you need to like some other kind of shampoo. You need to like some other kind of color. It's some real good color out here that don't have to cost that much. Or it's some real good whatever out here that does not have to cost that much. I need you to like something else, okay? Then I teach you, I love this, it's called a 3-month challenge. This is where I started with this workbook. I teach you how to figure your daily totals out and how to know whether you need a price increase, schedule adjustments, what is your average ticket sales, how long each client takes you. Because if you are doing 5 clients in 10 hours and you're only making $600, something is wrong. Either you talking too much, you're moving too slow, or something's just not happening right. So we got to figure that out. Your price probably need to go up. You need to move faster. Maybe you need an assistant, whatever. We'll figure that out, okay? And then I also teach you a little bit. It's called the Money Trinity. And I teach you about a money mindset. I don't think I go in. Yeah, I do. I go into the Money Trinity. Money Trinity. How you go from being financially stable. That just means I can pay the bills. Ain't no extra, but I ain't got to rob Peter to pay Paul. I can pay everybody. But that's it. Ain't no extra in the pot. And then to go from that to being financially secure. That's where I can pay bills, pay them early. And I still got a couple dollars left. And if I want to go do whatever, then we could do that. Okay? It's a totally different mindset. Then how to eventually become financially free. Where you can literally, you making money while you sleeping. As Robert Kiyosaki says, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Cash Flow Quadrant. I need to get you from the left side of the quadrant to the right side. All right? Employee, self-employed, big business, investor. I deal with people that are in that self-employee or self-employment to big business. And that transition is difficult. I just talked to one of my coachees before I did this. And I told him, what I need to get you from, he distributes products. I told him, while you looking at, I got $3,000 worth of products. I'm going to go out and I'm going to sell these products to XYZ, 8 people. He said 8 different salons. Cool. You're going to sell these products to 8 different salons. And then you made, $5,000 and you good. That's it. I said, but that's a self-employment mindset, because you only were doing or able to do as much as you physically could do. But I told him, I said, let me tell you, when you change from self-employment to big business is when you sit down and say, I ain't going nowhere. First of all, time is money. I'm going to call these 8 salons and I'm going to talk to them about private labeling, because that's what he's actually doing. Talk to them about private labeling. I'm going to see how many of these 8 salons, the owners as well as independent people, I can get to sign up on a $250 or a, say, $500 program, right? That's $4,000 right there. If I can get them all to sign up on a $500 program with a recurring product shipment, I will give them, meaning we're going to send you so many samples, you try them, automatically you'll get some more samples, $500, that's it. I'm going to set them up that way on a recurring basis, where guess what? That $3,000 only turned $2,000. But guess what? Now I just got 8 salons, or probably more than that, because one salon got 6 people in it, and there's some suites. You get all 6 of them plus the owner. That's 71 shop, 7 more shops, all of them to buy into a $250. Sit down at home, thinking about it. Write it down and say, I ain't running all over. I'm going to give them a call. Better than that, I'm going to do a smaller video. I'm going to personalize it. And I'm going to send it to them. And I'm going to give them these package options, $250, $500, or even $1,000. I'm going to give this to all of them. Now you got 8 salons. 1 salon got 7 people in it. You did now turn $3,000 into probably 20 with return buyers, and you ain't left your house. Period. That's what you do when you big business minded. You understand you can only do so much with your own energy. But I'm going to sit down, I'm going to take the time, think this through, and guess what? And I'm going to ship it to you, and I'm going to be nice. I'm not even going to make you pay shipping. Why would you? When you start coming out of that self-employment mindset, it is when you understand that if you learn how to leverage, you all hear me say that word a lot. If you learn how to leverage that same thing you got, I cannot wait till my suite number 1 is done. I took 700 square feet, turned it into 4, and I may do a 5th suite. I literally turned it into something that will net, not gross, $3,700 a month. It'll net it. Did y'all hear what I said? 700 square feet. And it is beautiful. It looks like an art gallery. And ain't nothing small. I learned how to do like IKEA. Think cubic, that means go up instead of out. Okay? IKEA could turn a whole house from 750. I turned 4 very sizable, beautiful suites into, and I could do a 5th one. I might not, but I could. 4 suites. Already got them rented. Just figuring out little stuff. Contractors be standing me up. Y'all know how that go, right? So I'm just doing, but I am a master of teaching you how to leverage what you already have. I'm going to spend more time thinking and less time running. A lot of y'all running and you ain't producing nothing. You already don't know what money you have. And then you running thinking you making money, but you don't realize you got costs that, okay, you got gas. I told him you got gas, you suck it up, you got energy, you got time, all that equates to something. So even though you spent $3,000, made $5,000, you really didn't make $5,000. You got to back all that stuff out. You probably only made $1,000. It ain't worth it. Okay, then this is something I'm doing with my group, guys. This is a labor of love. This is also it's available on knowledgebynikki.com, or if you get in the membership. Now you get this workbook. This come with the membership. All this other stuff you can buy. Here, I got one open already. I figured out years ago, and I actually have this in a magnetic board too, but this is dry erase. I, like a dummy, wrote on them with real marker, right? So I got another one. This board is a money board, and it is part of my series called The Truth About Tomorrow, meaning tomorrow coming whether you want it to or not. It's coming. And you're going to have to put some money somewhere, okay? Let your mama hold it, put it in a shoebox, in your bra, I don't care, in the wall, in the fireplace, I don't care where you put it. See, I've been looking at Power. Y'all know that's why I got put in the fireplace, right? Tariq had this little money and a little slime thing, but that's something else. So this is what you got to do, guys. This shows you simply, I don't care how much money you make. I had a girl do this board, say $10,000 a year. I'd show you where the dots at. If you don't want to figure it out, I got a video, instructions, where the dots are. You actually will save that amount of money on the dots. There's a whole method to it. By the time it's done, if you do it right, you have $10,328. My coaching people are already doing it. They're like, oh, that's easy. It's real easy. People have done this. They never saved a dime in their life. I got a bunch of reviews. It's a little lazy about putting them on, but I'm going to put them on my page so you have a review site. This board is also available. The goal is to not settle for $10,000. So what I had made was I had these made. You see these? These are all blanks. They're blank boards. It's 10 years worth. So every year the goal is to save more money. Okay? I don't live deprived. I live well. I do what I want to do when I want to do it. All this spontaneous jumping off the bridge and worrying about a parachute later, though, it ain't going to work. I'm too old for that. And I'm still a risk taker now. You're going to have to take some risks. I just take calculated risks now. But these are some of the things that you will get the experience of. You see, I have it actually. They're in a nice little bag, I guess you want to call it here. But just keep following me. Keep following me. The link is in the title if you want to sign up for the membership. The membership, I'm going to do this with you. I'm going to have you sign up for the membership. I send you a list of all the stuff that you need to get. You get what you need to get, and we get it cracking, guys. This is not, I do it anyway. So this is something I just decided. I do it every year. I've been doing this every year. So this is nothing new to me. But I just decided to let you all in on it. Okay? Let you all do this with me. I do it with you. You do it with me. And I'm going to show you how to come up with these totals. I'm going to show you how to do I might be able to show you how to do depreciation schedules if some of y'all want to sell some stuff. I learned that in that class too, guys. Can you believe it? $180. That was a real good bad check writing class, okay? So I'm worried about us, guys. I'm worried about us. I coach quite a few people. And I don't even like the word coaching anymore because it's become so watered down. I help you restructure your vision for your business. I am a business coach. Now, clearly, there are some life things I have to deal with. I'm not a life coach, but I do have to deal with life coaching issues. Because if you're disorganized personally, you're probably going to be disorganized professionally. If you're kind of scatterbrained personally, you're probably going to be scatterbrained professionally. If you have some issues that you have unchecked, whatever they may be, we know all the way from trust issues to to fear to, I mean, the list goes on. I deal with people with PTSD. I deal with people that bipolar, anxiety issues. I actually paid for a real coaching course to teach me this, okay? Because I needed to understand people better, and I need to understand why they don't move with what seems obvious for me. So I have since become the very empathetic, but keep my foot on your neck type of business restructuring strategist. That's really what I am. I'm a strategist. If you don't know how to get there, you know you need to do something, but you just don't know the roadmap that you need to take, then I'm your girl. And I don't come cheap. So, yeah, you're going to have to spend some money. That's why, but I made this membership, and it's live. It's me. It ain't recorded. It's me with you. I think it's the last Sunday of the month or something like that. I got to look at the sheet. But if you sign up, you'll get all of that. I just want us to get it. I'm going to be doing some of this probably like all week. I'm going to be doing a little bit of this. Is this the week I don't work? No, this is the week I do work at the salon. But I'll be doing some more of this tomorrow in the morning. I'll kind of be going back over this. If you all have any questions, just hit me up, knowledgebynikki.com with 1K. You can go into the email box. It'll come right to me, or you can DM me. Just DM me at Nikita Smith Madison or Nikki Smith. I got 2 profiles now, guys. I couldn't figure out how to get back into my Nikki Smith profile. Real crazy, just on the fluke I did it. So I got both. I got Nikki Smith and Nikki Smith Madison. Some of y'all thought it was the robot or somebody was cloning me, or y'all sending me these messages when I send you a friend request trying to, kind of bring some people over to the other side. So I changed the picture. So it's 2 different pictures because I had the same picture. People are like, wait a minute now, DMing me, is this you? Should I really accept, Yes, accept them both, okay? So I got Nikki Smith and I have Nikki Smith Madison. But I just hope you all can learn something from this. We talk a lot about what God says about our lives. And for those of you all that believe in what I believe in, which is Jesus Christ, the one and only Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, that's what I stand on. But if you believe in his word, you also have to believe in what he talks about when it comes to debt, when it comes to being good stewards over our money. I hear all these other cliche scriptures, I call them, talked about all the time, but I don't hear nobody saying nothing about money. I don't hear nobody talking about being the lender and not the borrower. I don't hear nobody talking about leaving inheritances for your children's children. There's at least, I had it written down at one time, it was like 159 scriptures on debt. It was like unbelievable. Because with debt, let me tell you something. I've been saved since I was 15 years old. And I know who and whose I am. I don't care what happens in my life. I got stupid, crazy faith. Because God allowed me to go through some things to really kind of hone that faith. But I'm going to be honest with y'all. When you broke, it's hard to pray. That's just being real. That's real talk. That's me being human. When I'm broke and I ain't got no money, as much as I love God, it's hard. It's hard, y'all. It's not easy. It's not easy to pray for other people when you're broke. And you're not sleeping every night because your money ain't right. Trust me when I say it. It is something, to me, it is the absolute worst stress that anybody can have. It is hard. It is the thing that sits in the front of your brain, even if you don't wear it, even if nobody knows it. It is the thing. I'll never forget. And then I'm going to get off, guys, because it's way past my bedtime. I remember a girl back when I was doing like stupid amounts of hair, 25, 30 people a day, 3 assistants. I thought that's what you're supposed to do. Because you're supposed to just do everything. Don't turn your collar down ever, right? Ooh, my bag of chips. Yeah, I did kind of want some chips. I ain't advertising for Ruffles, so let me put these over here. So I actually heard her. She asked me, she was trying to get a weave, right? That was back when I did weave. I don't do weave no more. Don't even ask. But she asked me, could she go outside for a minute? She need to make a phone call. I happened to have to go outside to my car. And so I walked past her and I heard her conversation. And she was actually petitioning and with the ComEd company, which is lights, electric, to not turn her bill off because she didn't say obviously she wanted to get this weave. She was coming up with some story about why she wanted them to give her a week extension or something. Now, mind you, she's about to give me, even back then, I wasn't cheap. She about to give me about $350, $400. And I had to make a decision between my own self and her giving me this money and saying what I really felt was right. So when she got to my chair, I whispered in her ear. I didn't want to embarrass her. I said, I heard the conversation. you had outside. I know you weren't talking to me, but why don't we wait on this weave? Why don't we wait? You don't have to get it today. Handle your business. Then you can get this weave. And she was a little embarrassed. She actually was a little like, but I really want it. I said, but it doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense, guys. It doesn't make sense. And it doesn't make sense. When you know you got to take care of XYZ, I want you to get to the point where living free from debt, living free from financial stress and stress. Trust me, I've been $500,000 worth of debt twice. I have robbed Peter to pay Paul. I know what it means to take one credit card, pay it, use the money again to pay another one, then use it to pay. I done done all that. I used to even come up with a saying that, God gave us grace, so I'm going to use every grace period that exists. I used to make a joke out of it, but it's not funny. It's absolutely not funny. And then I'm going to say this, and I really got to go. I just thought of something my mother taught me. My mother has never been frivolous with money. Never. Not in my lifetime. She's had obviously money pitfalls because of bad personal choices, not necessarily with money, but just things that required her to have to spend more than she really earned. I'll never forget when I was 9 years old. I'll never forget this. And you thought I would have stayed straight, but we straight, but we come on back. My mother was the only one working. My dad at this time, I don't know what happened, but he wasn't working, so it was just her. We lived in a home. I've always lived in a house. So she came to me. I was 9 years old. It was Christmas time. She said, baby, because, I still believe in Santa Claus. I was mad when they told me, I hope ain't no kids on here, but I was mad when they said what they said about Santa Claus, just in case there's some kids listening. And so she told me, she said, baby, I'm the only one working, and we're not even making ends meet now. So it won't be no big Christmas. It won't be like normal with the, all this and that and the other. And I'm 9 years old, so I'm like, all right, I guess I understand. I don't really know. But I remember Christmas morning. Now, we decorated the tree, the lights. We did all that. My mother always made Christmas like really great with decorating outside. It was really fun. But I remember when I woke up, she said, because look, we got to pay mortgages and gas bills. And she broke that thing down for me at 9 years old. So, just please don't expect anything, really. But I guess she felt bad not buying me something. Let me tell you what my mother bought me. She bought me these leg warmers, guys. And I can't explain how excited I was about these leg warmers. I was so excited. I don't even know why I put such a high value on these leg warmers. But the lesson I got in that was that we not going broke. Not for Christmas. We not going broke for prom. We not going broke for the school dance. We're not doing that. And let me tell you, if I was anywhere near my bedroom, I have at least 10 pair of leg warmers to this day. And I don't even wear them. I think they're just symbolic to me. I remember at 9 years old, my mother letting me know that going broke, and my mother would give her limbs for me. So don't convince yourself that you don't love your kids if you don't go broke for them. That is not true. You are also teaching your kids bad habits when you don't pay this and don't pay that and don't pay that for things that they can do simpler or do less of. Don't think that. You're teaching them bad habits. You're teaching them to spend what they don't have. And I love my mother for that. She is the best ever. And she didn't believe in that. No, we're not going to do that. Because we got to have somewhere to live. We didn't have, look, back then it was called food stamps. Now they call it Link Card in Illinois, EBT, Electronic Benefits Transfer. Okay? I know what that is. But my mother just did it with such grace. She's like, all right, we ain't staying on this long because I don't like the way them people talk to me down at the place. So that's probably why I'm so principled today. My mother has, and I was the only child. My mother had some strong principles, girl. She didn't play that. You ain't going to be spoiled. My mother told me, I'm raising you so you can get out. I moved out at 19 years old and I ain't looked back. She said, I'm raising you. She said, the two things that you going to learn while you growing up is how to be self-sufficient and that nobody in life owes you nothing. You got to work. You not going to sit up in here and don't work. I had these, and me and my friends thought my mother was nuts. Like, who does that with an only child? No, my mother didn't play that. My mother said when Gucci and all that. No, I don't buy Gucci bags. You buy that when it's your money. I don't buy it. No, I don't care what the kids got. We ain't doing that. I grew up with this all my life. My mother even told me who would give me literally her organs. She said, baby, let me tell you how I want you to approach every situation that you find yourself into. If it's money, whatever it is, I want you to exhaust everything you know to do. You make me your last resort. When you can't figure it out, then you come holler at me. So my mother, times in my life, which wasn't many, that I had to go to my mother, I don't care if it was money or whatever it is, she asked no questions because she already knew. That girl done tried everything she knows to fix this situation before she came to me. I so value those principles. Now, I thought me and my mother didn't get along at all till I was like almost 40. Because I thought she was crazy, y'all. But it's amazing how you look back and even though I strayed away and did some real stupid stuff, but I came on back and now I say this to you, let me help you. Let me help you. There ain't nothing y'all done. When I done did shady stuff, I done did stuff that I shouldn't even tell y'all I did. But if it helping you, if I can tell it to help you, to know what to and not to do, then I got you. It ain't nothing I did that I'm too embarrassed and too ashamed. Look, I used to sell the knockoff bags. I used to sell the bootleg movies. I did all that, y'all. Yeah, I used to be one of them girls, get the hot stuff off the train and sell it. That was me. Yeah, I did all that. Knew better. Ain't grew up in that. You know, so when it come to money, I do things above board. I do things right. And everything I do with money, I ask myself, if God was standing here right now, what would he say? If Jesus was standing in front of me, what would he say? Would he say this is cool or not? Because see, church and God, my relationship is way past just when I go, well, we ain't going to no church right now. It's way past online. I pray without ceasing every day. I'm like, what should I do? God, I need you to show me an unmistakable sign that this is what I shouldn't do. And if I go against God and go south, I already knew. I don't blame nobody. That's me. I knew I wasn't supposed to do it. So I need you all to join me. I really do. If y'all serious, don't join me if you ain't serious. If you playing, then keep doing what you're doing. I'm good. Keep doing what you're doing. I had to pay a price to get here. I'm trying. If you haven't done the dumb stuff I've done, I'm trying to keep you from doing it. I really am. So if you want to join, hit the link. You can join, but I'll be on tomorrow. I'm going to gather up some more stuff. I don't know what time it is, y'all. It's way past my bedtime, y'all. I'm usually in the bathtub right about now, about to get together, and I'll be in there writing and doing all kind of stuff. But forensic financial checkup, guys. I've been on for a long time, but I felt the need to say this. Share this video, guys. Share it, share it, share it, share it. And I tell people all the time, if you don't want the help from me, just get the help from somewhere. It doesn't matter to me. I just am tired. I'm around a lot of nationalities now. And I'm sitting and I'm close to them. Like I'm the little black girl they invite to their houses because, I'm just a little black girl. I don't make no bones by it. I tell them in a minute, they try to feed me something. I tell them black people don't eat that. We don't, whatever that is, we do not eat that. So I'm real straight up with them. I'm just who I am. And I've learned so much from them. My Chinese friend, who I love, Eugene Yao, it's so funny when we're together and I'll tell him something or he'll come to a class and it's mostly black people in there and he'll come to me like, Nikki, they don't know this stuff. I'm like, Eugene, you see they didn't know. Because, they taught to be entrepreneurs from the time they could walk. Asian people. They taught to be entrepreneurs from the time they could breathe. We taught to be the horse. We taught to be the mule. To pull everybody else's load. Time out for that. There are only 3 things that will change your life and build the black economy. That's land, you got to own something. That's labor, you got to employ people. It can't just be you. And that's capital, money. So let's get it. And I'm out. Share this, guys.